All right, so Velvet has a new love interest. Interesting. Isn't she legally married to the cult leader, Eligio Bishop? And isn't she a Christian? I'm pretty sure that adultery is not allowed in the Christian faith. So that is interesting because she's always posting Bible verses. She's always talking about her beliefs. However, she's, a Christian whore basically. It's amazing. So, Velvet, have you disclosed your STD status to this new man? In fact, have you disclosed it to all of the men you've slept with since you've left Eligio? I seriously doubt it. Um, People who have HIV, herpes, etc. This is not to shame anyone, obviously, because nobody chooses to get these viruses. Nobody chooses to get these STDs. So my only issue is if she, well, not if, the fact that she is sleeping with these men and not disclosing her status. I'm saying she's not disclosing her status because if she's not being honest about it to the general public, there's no way she's pulling these guys aside and telling them honestly that she has HIV, that she has herpes. She's basically not disclosing it. Um, so she admitted to having herpes years ago. She admitted it multiple times. And then more recently, like a year ago or whenever she was last in the cult, she claimed that she got tested for every single STD in the book and that she is completely 100% STD free. That is impossible. You can't be cured from herpes. Herpes is a permanent virus that lives in people's bodies. Um, she's a liar basically, and I don't understand why anyone gives her a pass. So basically, she claimed to not have any STD, including herpes, even though she previously admitted to having herpes. Even though she has been in a sex cult for years, and she's been legally married to, as well as, I don't know, spiritually or common law, married to a sex cult leader who has admitted to having sex with people who are HIV positive without any protection whatsoever. And everyone knows Eligio Bishop is HIV positive. He's admitted to it. He's also admitted to, having sex with people without a condom. And I believe that his intention is to spread that virus to every single cult member, because that's why he has anal sex with all the women and the men, and that's why he has all of the cult members take what's called downloads. Downloads is him giving the cult members his semen to drink. Um, he wants to spread HIV, which I guess everyone in the cult has it now. And Velvet was in that cult. Velvet was sleeping with him and sleeping with other cult members. So, putting two and two together, common sense, common intelligence, just the minimum of intelligence tells us she has HIV, she has herpes, she's admitted to it. I'm not even going to say allegedly because she's admitted to these things. So, has she disclosed this to this man that she's with? The man that she, was previously with as well, that she obviously had unprotected sex with because she had a baby by the previous guy. Velvet is a liar. When she came on camera claiming to have zero STDs, she never showed any results. She also said something strange. She was like, "I don't have hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F, G," like something weird that she said. I'm like, I don't remember exactly her wording, but I just knew that there was no hepatitis letter. Whatever letter she had said, I knew that didn't exist. So I knew this girl had no clue what she was talking about, and she had not been tested. Her own mother and father have said she has HIV. They've said it in recordings. And, she basically, Velvet is a public figure, even though she's famous for being in a cult. She is a public figure who's famous for being in a cult. And if I was a public figure and my business was out there anyway, there's porn videos of her that Eligio put out. If my business was out there anyway, and I'm always telling my business anyway, and I came out on camera telling people I'm clean of every STD and I'm comfortable discussing my STD status enough to say I'm clean, I'm going to go to the health department, which is free, a free service. I'm going to get tested for HIV and herpes or whatever else I can get tested for there. And I'm going to show my results publicly so that people can stop saying I have HIV, because I would not want anyone to say a rumor like that about me if it wasn't true. So she has never, not even once, done that. Nobody who has ever left the cult has done that. And that's very telling. So I do have an issue with someone who's sleeping around, because she is a whore. She does sleep around. She's a Christian whore. She sleeps around with dudes. She's married, but she has a boyfriend. I don't know how that works, but and she's not disclosing her status. She's putting people at risk. That's not cool. That's not okay. And I can only hope that she's not letting this guy around her daughters already. But we already know her history. She meets dudes, and then she has them taking her daughter to the bathroom and bathing her daughter. Like, the last dude she let do that, she had like met him, and then the next day you could see her on Bigo Live, and then in the next room she had the dude was like bathing her daughter, and the daughter was screaming. I don't know the time frame exactly, but it was like she met the dude, and then like the next day or like a couple of days later, the dude was taking her daughter to the bathroom by herself and bathing her daughter. And no normal sane mother would ever put her child in harm's way like that. This woman is crazy. Her mother her mother stressed that Velvet needs to be in therapy, intensive therapy. She needs intensive therapy. She's been in a cult for years. It wasn't like she passed through the cult. She was there for like a week. She was in the cult for years. She has said it herself that she shares the same mind as Eligio Bishop, the sex cult leader, and she retained all the knowledge of the sex cult leader, meaning she knows all the ins and outs of the cult, and she believed in the cult wholeheartedly. This woman is sick in her head, and she's just masking it for all the fools who believe that she's some innocent little girl. All the idiots out there who believe she's innocent, that she has good intentions, just leave her alone, she's young, da 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 da. No. At some point, you have to hold people accountable. You have to hold them accountable so that they cannot harm others. She's harming her daughters by having strange men around them. She's harming these men by not disclosing her HIV status. At a certain point, you have to call people out. And you have to, at a certain point, just not be an idiot, and you have to see things for what it is. All we have is Velvet's word. We have no proof of her being HIV negative, or negative for herpes, or she's only just said those words, and we all know she's a liar. She said things, then she's retracted it, or she's forgotten she said something, and then she's said something different, completely different later on. We know she's a liar. We know that she's manipulative. What else do you need to know?